don't work out anymore. I would love to, but I just found it too much. Simple as that. In the end, too hard to maintain enough activity for it to be worth it. I may have talked about this already, but now what I've done 2 weeks ago was it. Yeah, I started to take walks, and take pictures and shoot some video clips, and I just found out this is so much more rewarding actually than going to the gym and lifting weights and running the treadmill, whatever. Even though that can feel good, of course, I don't deny that can make you feel good, but the problem is you should never get too hooked on working out, and because sometimes you cannot do it. Simple as that. Sometimes we all get sick or injured or something like that, and then workout is out of question. But if you are not well, if you're not really kind of ill, I mean, when you are ill, then you cannot do anything. That's pretty much true. But if you are injured, you can still walk. And walking is just so much more suitable for me now for several reasons. Another reason that I didn't never enjoyed working out was, I don't like having people around me when too many people around me in a smaller space. That's for sure. I don't enjoy it, and I don't enjoy people like looking at me while I do my exercises, and because I don't know if they are what they might be thinking inside. No, I don't really care about that, but it just doesn't feel good to me. I'm kind of sensitive that way, and I feel kind of that. Yeah, it's good for your body, for your health to work out, but it's also can really, if you overdo it, it can really hurt you as well. It can really be even harmful for your whole system. And while with the walking, it's not like that. You cannot really get hurt by walking, unless you should slip, of course, and fall. But that doesn't happen a lot, does it? So yeah, just this Monday, I do my walks on Mondays. So for now, later on, I will probably also take it up a notch, and probably will try to walk at least twice a week. But now that the weather is also getting bad and colder and all that, I think it's enough once per week. Yeah, like serious walks. Not otherwise I do go out and walk, but other days as well. But not so much anyway. So yeah, it is usually older people that take walks, and I guess that's why some people who are not old yet don't wanna, they think, oh, that's for oldies. I would rather go to the gym, or I don't know, play ball, play soccer, whatever you want, and run and stuff, and that's all good. But to me, I feel it's what is the best thing about walking, because when you run, you cannot stop and enjoy your surroundings. That's the problem. You go like, so fast, so everything just goes by in a high speed, so goes by you. But yeah, the best thing about taking these walks is that you are able to stop, and also while you are walking, if you don't walk too fast anyway, you get enough time to enjoy your surroundings, the nature, everything. And it is important to find your own little place, that is really gives you a peace of mind, definitely. And yeah, it is very, very important. So, yeah, this Monday as I was going back home, I just got this sort of inspiration to just stop and say a few words and kind of film that. Because I was thinking, I mean, I have been since since my father died, back in 2006. I've been doing a lot of walking with my mother, and but she doesn't. She has her own way. She likes to go specific way routes and places. And sometimes when I would say, "Let's go this way," she would say, "No, no, I don't want to go there," and that was it. And I then to please her, I would go where always where she wanted. But sometimes I would just get enough. Eventually, I would get enough. Sometimes, anyway. But that's the problem. You wanna please your own, the person you are with, you are walking with, and but you should never do that too much anyway, because it is very important to go your own way and do what you want to do. That's another thing I wanted to say. And yeah, just I feel sorry. Like I know people who are in a marriage, let's say, where their spouse really dictates pretty much everything, and they are afraid to to protest too much anyway, because out of fear that she will leave them or he, whatever. And yeah, so I there are people who just have to get their will always, and that's not good. That's not a good quality to have. So yeah, you should be able to make compromises, definitely, but there is always a time, the right time for compromise, and there is a time when you should not compromise as well. That's very important to remember, right? Because if you are always the one who makes compromises, who sacrifices his own wishes to make others feel good and to not have any arguments on. There are people who really don't want to have arguments, also they don't like it, and that's why they just accept. They let the will of the other person, the partner or friend, whatever it is, you know, triumph. Simple as that. But yeah, that's not really good. For instance, also I had this friend who he was an only child. With those people, it's always almost always they have to have their own will there because they are kind of spoiled very often, and yeah. So whenever, for instance, we would go to the movies or go rent a movie, and he would always get to choose it. Whenever I wanted to see something, it was like, oh no, I already watched that, and I don't feel like watching that, and because I was like, yeah, the person that it's not that I was a pushover or anything, but I'm just kind of too kind, and I don't want to argue over these things, but sometimes it really gets to you, right? When you always have to be the one to cave, you know. So Yeah, I now regret that I didn't like protest more. Definitely, I do. So, well, anyway, this kind of went off course. This, but I like to improvise. You know, when I talk about things, I first talk about walking and that stuff. Your inner peace of mind. But also, as I said, as I was coming back from my walk, I started thinking about this because I was walking by myself. When I wasn't, and when I'm not, I don't always get to go where I want to go, just exactly places I want to go because my mother likes to, be in charge there. And, she's that kind of person. She's a Leo, in by a horoscope, whatever you call it. And yeah, it's like if you protest too much, and if you, it's that kind of, also when it comes to compromising, it is good to compromise because if you also want to have your will always, then it kind of makes you hypocritical, right? Almost, because you say, oh, he or she, they always have to have their will, but you also want to get your will right. But maybe that is right sometimes, but sometimes, as I said, there's you have to compromise because you can't always get what you want, as the song says, and yeah, that's all, pretty much. So I don't want to spend much more time talking about this, but it is important also to have your own routines, to go your own way, and yeah, just live your life the way you want it. And if the person you are living with doesn't appreciate your your right to do this, and if that person doesn't share the same kind of well, not so much opinions, well, let's say okay, opinions on where the way you want to live, then yeah, it's not the right person for you, definitely. But sadly, too often you see people who are in marriages or relationships like that, living together, where always one person dictates everything, and of course, that's not good. But yeah, that's life, and still, you should always try, at least try to get a few moments in peace by yourself and do what you want, alright? Okay, bye.